home city of Austin, they bring that youngster over. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's play pickleball. And just a cash ATP start for Ben Johns.
Cash is right. Good look at Collin Johns. The best resetters in the game. Oh, except for when they're off the let court.
Oh,
we know he loves those.
This is fantastic.
Really loves those shots.
We want the toddler Collin to come out after another.
He's taming it.
Yeah. Good control, but the second ball going off the tape. And this is the area you want to look at for players that are on the upswing. How are they doing in transition? How is their decision making? Because the forehand is a rocket from Bellamy. Just missed that one wide. That's the rare instance when Collin Johns sticks his paddle in there, but that's a good learning point right there. You are trying to help your partner, but you're actually making life worse. Let that ball travel past you to the forehand of your partner on the left side. It's a pretty flick from Ben Johns.
Roscoe Bellamy couldn't even get in the direction of it. 6'5" frame. Oh, another cash ATP for Ben Johns.
Has anyone ever gotten all 11 points on ATPs? We're 2 points on the way there.
Lets it go. And Ben Johns oftentimes makes it look easy because he's always in the right place. Because one, he knows the scouting report on you, and two, his killer instincts. Is there anything else that helps him have the edge in positioning on all players, it seems?
No, I mean, that's what you need, but you do the homework. And guess what? That dude is the instructor right there, and you can't have a better one. That's nice from Jack Monroe there, because Collin writes a story of how he expects the match to go and goes over the bullet points of what to watch out for, and then Ben is unbelievably well disciplined in executing it.
Big swing from Ben Johns lights up the young Jack Monroe.
Yeah, and their ability to defend and get to the kitchen line will be their challenge.
Just wide for Ben Johns. Looking for clarity. He thought that ball caught the line. No challenges here indoors. Don't have the resources for it with the last-minute change situation.
Get from Jack Monroe there. And I was just waiting. Ben just kept throwing balls on the dink with a heavy spin on the outsides. They'd switch sides too, so who was going to understand which backhand was taking the middle? And the answer was none.
Oh, how did he get it back? Ben Johns, how did he defend that monstrous overhead of Roscoe Bellamy?
He did, and then Bellamy put it in the doubles alley. Unfortunately, we don't have one of those. And that's the advantage of having probably played some with Ben Johns. Had a good look at that. And we've seen Ben speeding up the backhand off the bounce with the two-hander. We'll keep watching for that. And a sneaky attack from Collin Johns out of the air, and he is as good as anybody at setting up combos. Just a missile from Roscoe Bellamy. It shows you why he's had some very good results in singles. Played a very tough first round match with Quang Duong yesterday, and the youngster got him, but he's got upside there. And Jack Monroe very nice at the kitchen line there. So a little spark for the 16 seed here.
Ben Johns. Impressive as always.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, dropped his match earlier today in singles to Chris Hayworth. Congrats to him. So there will not be a Triple Crown opportunity on Sunday for him.
Which means Annalie Waters has the chance to take the lead in the Triple Crown category. They're tied at 19 Triple Crowns each. Crazy to think about.
It's unbelievable.
You know, Annalie will bask in that glory.
Yeah, we've asked them about that before, and they said there is a little rivalry between the two of them. Obviously, they have to pair up for one of them, so that will always be the same number on the mixed. Huge swing from Bellamy there, so that's one where he read it, he saw it. That needs to just be punched down, not wild swing. Ben will happily dink cross court if that's the easiest path to victory. This is the most disciplined team on tour by a mile. One team has started to match that, and that would be Frazier and J.W. Johnson. Look at there. There's the first switch of the paddle from Jack Monroe to the right side there, and he had the right idea, just hit it long. I love when CJ talks to CJ too. There's just so much angst. He never says good shot to himself. It's because he's rehearsed that 20 times in his mind.
Game point for Ben and Collin Johns. They'll take it.
13. His parents put on the tournament, and it was a very popular tournament back in the day, Michelle. The Triple Crown meant you had to play doubles with 2 different partners and then a 3rd different partner on the last day, and whoever had the best record was the winner. So it was a cool concept they had out there in California. And Collin said that's a big kid now. He was a big kid at the young age of 13 as well. Rocking the old school LSA tennis brand. Nice inside out from Roscoe Bellamy there. And it's players like these that, again, bring so much tennis acumen to the table. How can they bring that pickleball smarts along with it? And it just takes time and patience.
Patient point for Ben Johns, and to your point, Jack Monroe is a perfect example of what the future of pickleball might look like. He started playing at the age of 10.
Yes.
And was 5'0", was the youngest at that time in the 5'0 category back in 2016. Consider his development in that time frame. He even took a break there, 4-year break.
Beautiful over the head there. Yeah, that's why he was called Junior Mint back in the day.
Young pictures are pretty funny too. We should dig some of those up next time for the broadcast.
You see that unique style, serves right-handed and then plays the point out left-handed.
Why would that be?
You know, Wes Gabrielson, the wonderful veteran and so accomplished player and coach, does that as well. Some players feel more comfortable. They come from a different background. Some just can't get the ball in, and it just gives you a variety of swing paths to get the point started. But very unique seeing that out there. Nice two-handed backhand there from Roscoe Bellamy. But get the do-over there. The ball off the tape that hits the Selkirk bar, that black bar in the middle of the net, is an immediate stop of the point, and we replay. And Bellamy's made some errors on that backhand side, just has to not try and carve it too much. Just find a little larger spaces.
Collin Johns. How many times have we seen that backhand counter?
Just that big, he sees it before you even hit it and is ready, and then just extends that follow through. Off the tape there. And you know, the interesting thing about Collin is he said he started to practice a little more of the left. That has helped him be a little more offensive on the right side, because he does play mixed in these tournaments as well and would like to start having some better results. The results certainly have not been there. He's had some good partners. He wants to do better in that discipline, so he just has to decide how he invests his time. But ultimately, he is going to be the most in-demand coach.
Oh, yeah.
Of anybody on the face of the planet.
No question. He's got a book of knowledge on every player to ever play. Mechanical brains, these two.
Yes. Yeah, we had Ben on the forum. I've mentioned a few times on Tuesday about the development of his paddle. The Scorpius is in Collin's hand and the Perseus is in Ben's hand, and it's just remarkable how much these guys think the game and even the equipment that they use.
Big fan of both those paddles myself, and you can tell the thoughtfulness that went into the development. Roscoe Bellamy finding the two-handed backhand on Ben Johns.
So that's the one that we're just 20 feet wide, so when you attack off the backhand cross court, you can run out of real estate quickly, but got a piece of Ben Johns there. Nice shot from Roscoe. So the question is, okay, what are the advantages and disadvantages of being tall? The disadvantage is there's a lot of you to potentially tag, and if you are off balance, a problem. Ben John's so good at finishing that shot down into the mulch. Get that thing in the ground and you are in great shape. Certainly rallied impressively from that tough loss in singles earlier today.
Oh, the crowd wants more firefights. What a battle, both sides.
I'm not sure Bellamy and Monroe can play a better point than that all the way around, and unfortunately they didn't win it.
It's got to be so frustrating. Yes. You play your best point and it still doesn't matter. And there we go again. And I was going to ask too about the ambidextrous nature of Monroe. How much does that help with that two-handed backhand?
For sure. That
both hands being a dominant hand.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Michelle. So since it is a right-handed forehand for the lefty, you can have a lot more confidence in that and do a lot more things. Most players that hit a two-handed backhand that are right-handed haven't really hit a left-handed forehand that often. That's a way I recommend a lot of people learn the swing path of that, certainly. But the Johns boys look up there with Tyler Leung, the lefty. How's that working out? And it'll be interesting to see which of those teams gets a shot at these boys, assuming they can finish this off tomorrow.
Who do you think? Any front runners in that matchup? Going five?
I want to understand how Ignatowicz and Leung gel as a partnership, but that could be very, very good. Let's see if we can get a.
They're not on yet.
Okay.
Sorry to cut you off. Knew what you were going to say. Cross court beauty for Ben Johns.
And now you just start firing wildly, and you just can't do that. You got to find bigger targets, Rosco, on that particular forehand. You earned it with, I mean, he has one of the biggest serves in the pro game.
In the bottom half of the bracket in the men's draw, only one spot remains in the quarterfinals. Winner of the DJ Young and Deco Bar matchup against Jay DeVilliers and Gabriel Tardio will advance for that final spot there.
Yeah, DeVilliers and Tardio had their hands full yesterday, but snuck out the door. Inside out, smash down the middle.
I think he's a little hungry after that singles loss this morning.
Very much.
Good night from Ben Johns.
Bellamy just cannot stack up cross court in the backhands with top player in the world at this point in his journey. And just to be clear, he is not alone in that delegation. But the boys in purple are focused. There you see the new CJ logo on the left sleeve. Got to work on that boy's marketing. I said, where do your fans get CJ merchandise? Doesn't exist. I'm like, come on, man. What are you doing? Let's get that out there. A lot of people love to follow him.
Friend of the booth as well. I love when Collin gets to join us.
And it's pickle time. Mixed doubles defending champion here, but his partner is.
It's really surprising when you see that. You're like, wait a second.
Yeah, I had
Johns
to,
and Anna Lee Waters didn't win?
I had to check in with Lee Waters about how that all went down, but Ben at the decision-making time hadn't decided whether he was going to be able to play or not.
Nice shot from Jack Monroe, giving him the salute. Down 2 games. You appreciate the spirit.
I love it. Tui right at the body of Ben Johns with enough spin to keep it in. Now let's see if they can get to the scoreboard.
Effortless ATP once again from Ben Johns, who just scoots over, gracefully dishes. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it keeps it so low, and that's the key to a great ATP. It makes it harder to defend. And they will indeed score in game number 3.
And their first lead of the match.
Indeed. See what they do with it. If I'm Rosco, I am wrecking every service chance I get here to see if you can get mistakes.
Inside out beauty from Collin Johns. Catches Bellamy off guard. If you were in the book of knowledge of Collin and Ben Johns, what do you think the story of the match from Collin's brain would be, given what you've seen in a moment after the serve? Oh, a diving Jack Monroe gets the ATP, somehow stayed out of the kitchen.
Do we get another salute? Look at that. There's something to play for the rest of your life right there, and you're only a youngster. Look at that. That's tremendous.
That is commitment.
Ah, nice from Rosco. Pulls the trigger down the line. I mean, I'm sure CJ was like, huge forehand from Bellamy. Try and return over to Jack to not have to face that. You know, you break it down into some simple things. And then, you know, when you're playing a young team, you don't want to give them what's happening right now, which is momentum. So slow the game down, grind them out at the kitchen line. Don't try to do too much. I mean, that's a ridiculous response. That was a nice lob out of the air from Roscoe Bellamy. The first time I played Roscoe at the Santa Monica Pickleball Center, shout out Julio Rivera out there, who do a great job. This dude was just hitting the hardest serves I'd ever seen in my life. So you also had that on the bullet points, I'm sure. Make a return, know a big serve is coming. Let's go, Rosco. And sometimes just a little dose of confidence can go a long way here. Now the scoreboard is a lot friendlier than certainly that big old goose egg in that second score that absolutely took place. But can they keep it going? That's the one you got to make. We talked earlier today about that. Diescu, McGuffin, Dawson, Patrick, when they got to the line every time. They made those thirds and got there. Big swipe from Bellamy on the backhand. So these two are definitely a little bit different from a confidence level here. Bellamy is firing with the backhand. I love it.
Now the backhand too, and they're playing a little bit more free on their side. Look out, the youngsters feeling it.
And I'm sure they talked about doing that before, but then you're out there on center, it's different, and you feel like you need to play a little safer. That's gone now.
Ever since that diving ATP.
Yes.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I hope that's not an ankle. It's just a shoelace.
Let's hope it's just a shoelace. He's quickly taking his shoe off. Looks like he maybe rolled it.
Oh, he did. Oh, no, he did roll his ankle.
Ouch. Oh, no. Right away taking it out of the shoe to stimulate some mobility. Not what you want to see from the best player in the world. Gets back up. Probably doesn't feel great, but
seems to be ready to play on, and this is after watching his brother. They weren't playing together when Collin Johns had a very scary near Achilles tear. It was a very partial one, but still set him back for several weeks. So that, it looks like, is going to be just a blip in the radar here, we hope. But that video did not look good.
yeah, it looked like it hurt.
So this is going to be interesting to see the level of focus and intensity that comes from here, because we are at 5-2 for Bellamy and Monroe.
Ooh, lob right out of the gate.
Mean but smart.
Four-point lead now for Munro and Bellamy.
And that's the counter that that will be a good one for Bellamy to watch back to see how could I have gotten that ball down instead of right into the sweet spot, and I eat the next one after the speed up from Collin Johns. Bad luck off the tape there. So these boys have been down before. We have a ankle roll. Let's see what they do with the ball. And it's been the two-handed backhands from both Monroe and Bellamy that has been the difference maker here in game number 3.
A drive from Ben Johns down the middle. Missed contact from Bellamy. This is what Ben and Collin do. They chip away at any sort of deficit. Surrender the serve for now.
That's the one that's just got to be made. You got a guy that just rolled his ankle. He's having to come all the way across the court. You earned a short return.
Big finish for Jack Monroe.
And that's why the scouting report and the algorithm should be get that thing away from Rosco if you can, but the pace of the serve can be a problem.
Inside out slapper from Ben Johns on the outside. Big play from Monroe. Trying to do too much.
Yeah, just don't need. I mean, I like stepping back there, but the net should not be a part of that. You have them in transition, throw it at their feet, maybe get something where you can do something with the next ball.
Roscoe had a nice play.
Yeah.
And Johns is one better.
I think on that last two-handed backhand from Bellamy, tennis players try and end a pickleball point 1 or 2 shots too many. Much better there. And the boys in purple, even though their stroll back to the line isn't intense, their comeback certainly is.
Oh, it's in.
Wow.
Oh, Collin Dawson in the house?
I certainly saw him earlier. I don't think he hit that height of a lob, though.
What a play from Collin Johns, tying it up.
No one can get more frustrated with a nonchalant reset than CJ. Oh, man, Jack, that was perfect.
He knows it.
Missed serve, and that serve is that's real close to the being a slap above the waist on Jack's right-handed serve there.
There's the big forehand twice of Roscoe Bellamy, former UCLA Bruin tennis player. 6'5", a lot of reach.
That's what's betrayed him today, the backhand dink or anything down below his knees. He's tried to volley a few and just has left a bunch of those in the net. Got to bend a little better. Two-handed backhand winner again.
Jack Monroe, such a sensational talent, so much fun to watch. Says his secret sauce are his spin third shots and spin dinks. And that two-handed backhand.
Okay.
They tie it up at 8.
Couldn't get to the line. Huge opportunity here. Let's see if CJ wants to face the fire of the forehand.
Monroe cleans it up down the middle. And a 1-point lead is theirs.
And there is 0% chance of timeouts coming.
Why is that?
What a move. Roscoe Bellamy, are you kidding me? It's game point, and to answer your question, they don't want the other team to think that they think they're in trouble. Well, they're in trouble right now.
Game point to Munro and Bellamy. But Ben Johns closes the door on any hope that rotation gets the serve back. We'll see if Ben and Collin can create some magic to tie it up.
Smart return there, because Bellamy's forehand was on fire with the crash from Jack Monroe.
That backhand dink was betraying him earlier, as you said. Sped it up that time. It worked.
Yeah, so the speed ups off the bounce for both players on that side have been very good, and I love that you keep doing it. I mean, again, they're playing so much looser here. It's unbelievable.
8-10-2 is the score. Now it's 9-10. Ben goes big and drives it. Another chance for more here. Munro and Bellamy with game point number 2.
If I'm Roscoe, I am standing in the middle of the court and saying I am taking any third unless it's all the way over to Jack. Like that one even would have been nice, because that's where just positioning, even you can position yourself to win even before a ball has been hit, and they could have done it there. Let's see if he sneaks over some more.
No, Collin Johns with a counterattack.
At 4 miles an hour. Just a little roll got past Bellamy there.
And they really never look panicked.
No.
The entire time, still don't. Fended off 3 game points now. Ben Johns back to serve. Forces an error, does Roscoe Bellamy.
Yeah, you don't care. If you're going to drop it and it's going to just jump up just a little bit, he's going to wreck a 2-handed backhand.
Oh, and he winds up. Did Jack Monroe? Ben Johns read it all the way through.
So he'd been going body, and it had 2 of those that worked. So you saw Ben just slide, and when you slide and leave your paddle out to the side of your body, it is perfectly parallel, and you don't have to be out in front. Perfect by Ben Johns right there.
Too good from Collin Johns brings game point and match point now to the side of the Johns brothers. Ben Johns can't get that one back. Big swing from Roscoe Bellamy. They'll have another try to tie it here.
Much better there for Bellamy. Control the court before the point starts. He needs to be all over this, running to the middle to find a forehand.
Oh, Collin Johns comes up with it.
Yeah, once it gets slow at the kitchen, things have not gone well for the youngsters. All right, let's see what kind of serve he can hit at 11 all. Huge. Just absolutely gorgeous.
Game point number 4. Over to Roscoe Bellamy in that big forehand.
Can he do it again? Can he step to the line with a game point there and hit a rope of a serve like he just did?
Couple of Pro XR paddles on the other side.
Oh, play it too, the left.
And Jack Monroe will close out game 3.
Jack Monroe, Roscoe Bellamy's forehand lit up, and we're playing game 4. line from the dink, and desperate times for Rosco there. Tried to reverse the paddle and slap it back. No room to do that. And that shot beats Ben Johns again. Two-handed backhand off the bounce. The lefty factor here is not a small one either.
Clean finish for Rosco Bellamy. And yeah, you're right. Ben Johns says that the lefty is the future of the game.
Because you have shots that come from different places, and your patterns against righties are much different than against these two. And there's a good teaching tip right there. If there's a player closer to you and the ball's up and you can finish a rally, hit it at the guy closer. Less time to react. Smart shot from Ben right there. Man, that serve is nasty. Ambidextrous helped Jack Monroe at least prolong the agony for one shot there. Grabbed one with his right hand out there and punted it back into the court, but to no avail. I mean, there's not disguise on this either. The minute they see a ball that they can rope on the two-handed backhand, they are doing it.
Ben Johns responds with a two-handed backhand of his own. On the volley, though. Here comes a more motivated Ben Johns.
Yeah, very short return there from Monroe, and that puts Bellamy in all sorts of trouble trying to guess at which side of his body the next smash from Ben is coming from. Ben will take the clean winner over the footfall call there.
Ben and Collin have won over 25.
But what a day, and to figure out 53 courts for today, remarkable.
State's missing.
North Dakota.
No kidding.
Yep.
Come on, North Dakota.
Great return from Ben there, right on the baseline. That's the way to shut down the forehand. You can't drive that. There's that little feathery drop, just kissed off the tape, throw off the timing of Collin. That'll give Bellamy some confidence. He has won very few dink battles, if any, so he's got at least one in the books.
Wide for Monroe.
CJ got tagged with that two-handed backhand. I mean, this is as much difficulty as one specific shot has given these fellas in a while. Ben took a step the wrong way on that one, so little out of sorts over there, even though they have a lead here in game 4. And that last one's one Bellamy's got to learn, just reset it and live to talk about the next opportunity instead of a swing at it. Oh, miscommunication because the serve was great. Short return. Ben's about had it. He's shaking his head on all these two-handed backhand speed ups there. It's like, okay. And it's Collin that pulls the trigger. Played a very clean game number 3. So now some trying to do too much has crept back into the game. And the Pro XR paddle that you mentioned is now laying by itself in the middle of the court. Timeout called.
Oh, here on our pickleball.com championship court, it is women's doubles. Anna Bright and Jade Kawamoto, the 2 seed, the women's side.
And again, just a violent two-handed backhand swing off a very difficult spot. And I think the Johns brothers have a belief about how they think pickleball should be played, and these guys are trying to make it a little messy and uncomfortable with all these two-handed backhand swings.
How about that beauty from Rosco Bellamy? Cleaning house.
Yeah, use that height.
6'5" reach. Looks like some of the NBA guys that were playing in our celebrity event on Wednesday night.
Just strolling through the park counter from Collin Johns for the winner there. Let's see if Bellamy can set himself up for a forehand. And the ATP count has gotten to 5 here now with Ben Johns. Just so patient. He knew off of Bellamy's paddle it was going to get wide enough, so you get the footwork set before it even gets there. And the only decision they had to have after they lost game 3 was focus and finish, and they have certainly done that so far. Can they get the last 2? And again, if this team continues to play, I just want Roscoe Bellamy standing in the middle. That forehand and jack crashing is a winner. Oh, and it's Collin Johns speeding the ball up to set things up. They're like, okay. We're sick of having terms a little bit dictated from the game 3. Same shot, same result. It is unreal that Ben has not gotten a read on that, but maybe one time, Michelle. It's stunning.
It's unbelievable. Jack Monroe dazzling us with that two-hander.
Uh-oh.
I mean, 2 in a row. Of all let cords, that one was the most atrocious.
I think CJ is going to be able to live with it because of where we are on the scoreboard, but
That 8-9 matchup you were watching for still hasn't started in the men's doubles draw. Who will be the winner of that will face the winner of this one. Rosco Bellamy, quick hand speed.
That was a terrific point, because that felt much more like a Collin and Ben kind of rally, and it is actually Bellamy and Monroe who come out on top. And now a missed return from Ben, and what a get from Jack Monroe. Not the place to drive that, because your crashing partner is moving to the middle of the court. But because you got ambidextrous boy next to you, he could bail out that problem.
Ambidextrous boy.
I mean, if Rosco can bang a serve in here and make it 7-9, this is going to be very interesting. Oh, just can't have that right here. Will they ever get to serve again in this match? We'll see.
Made a good run for it, though. Trailing as big as 9-2. What a response from Jack Monroe. Will they serve again? Yes, they will.
You're darn right they will. So he went inside out down the line with the two-handed backhand and just sat on it, expecting it to come back there. So really good games 3 and 4 from Jack Monroe and Rosco Bellamy.
I wonder if they played like this all the way through.
Oh, and he had a ball to put on the ground, but Ben hung in there. Had 2 good looks on that service opportunity, but couldn't deliver.
Oh, Rosco Bellamy, hands of steel.
I mean, he's just getting dominated in game 2 on rallies like that and has figured it out.
What changed?
I mean, I think the amount of swing, and then just sometimes just seeing it. These are great players, and like, you know, you got to just sort of figure this out.
Match point for Ben and Collin. Just long, and a tough way to go down for Bellamy and Monroe, despite a great effort